Okay, so we're going to be doing nouns again. We're going to be looking at nouns. We introduced the concept of nouns yesterday. We can quickly review that. And we also we didn't look at compound nouns, which I wanted to. We introduced noun phrases yesterday. So we'll do a quick review of what we mean by nouns and noun phrases. And then we'll start to think about, well, how can we make compound nouns? How can we recognize them? And what is nominalisation? Okay, and why is it useful for us? So I'll open my study document and we'll start having a look at it. Okay, so first of all, yeah, here we go. Okay, so nouns. Important thing that we have to remember, nouns are subjects, okay, yeah. or objects, okay, yeah, there we go, yeah. So nouns are subjects or objects, okay. So Paul's a noun, okay. Sandwiches are nouns, but if you were to put Paul and sandwich together, you'd say Paul eats sandwiches, okay. Oops, I'm not writing it. Eats sandwiches. Okay, if you look at that, it's Paul is the subject, eats is the verb, sandwiches is the
object.
Of course, yeah, okay. So nouns are subjects or objects. Nouns can have more than one word. Okay. Nouns can be gerunds. Put your hand up if you'd like to explain to me what a gerund is. Okay, Andrea, explain to me what a gerund is, please.
It's a verb with ing.
It's a verb with ing, yeah, exactly. It's a verb plus ing. Now, is it really a verb?
It's a noun.
It's a noun. Yeah, it's a noun. Exactly, yeah. So when we think about it, I could say, I am swimming. Now, swimming there is ing, isn't it? I'm just going to pop you on mute there, Andrea. Swimming is ing there, but that's a verb, isn't it? Because we've got a subject and then a verb. But if I said how can you turn this into a gerund, guys?
Swimming.
My good hobby.
I like
swimming.
I love swimming. Okay. Now, this, even though it looks the same as this, it's not the same. Remember, this is a verb. So we'll say subject is going to be here. Subject in green. It's the same subject in both sentences. Here, our verb is going to be in yellow. In this one, our verb is in yellow. And then swimming, well, it's not a verb, is it? Because we've got our verb. So I love something. Okay, so nouns can be gerunds. And although in our minds, we're thinking, I am swimming and I love swimming. We're thinking the same thing. In terms of the pure grammar, that word here is a noun now, because you always love a noun. Okay. Hussein, have you got a question, or are you just offering your help with the previous one?
Oh, it was from the previous one. Sorry.
All right, no problem, no problem. Okay, so nouns are subjects or objects. Noun can have more than one word. Nouns can be gerunds. Okay, now, very, very quick. Okay, I'm going to ask people to put their hand up and help me here. Put your hand up if you know where the noun is. I'm not going to choose Andrea again. Nilofer, are you there, Nilofer?
Yes, sir.
Where's the noun?
Swimming in rivers is refreshing. Swimming in rivers is a noun. And
excellent.
Here,
what's the verb?
As
what's the verb?
Is.
Is the verb, isn't it? Okay, so swimming in rivers here.
Is.
What color should I give it? Should I give it green, yellow, or blue?
Green.
Green.
Blue.
No, it
Blue.
should be green. It should be green
Green.
Green.
because it's the subject of this sentence, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is the verb.
Yeah, verb, yeah.
Okay. Now, refreshing is just an adjective. That's all that is. We don't have to worry about the word refreshing. So if you're not sure about what we've just said there, go back and have a look at yesterday. By the end of the class, everyone was finding where the noun phrase was really easily. And I think it's really, really useful for us to remember these three key things about nouns. Okay. What we're going to go and do today is we're going to add to this. Okay. We're going to add. I'm going to tell you about compound nouns. And we're going to talk about nominalisation. Okay, nominalisation will build on the idea of noun phrases. It basically means turning certain kinds of verb phrases into nouns. That's it. That's the idea of it. And it's very useful in OET writing. And you see it a lot in OET reading. So let's have a look at compound nouns. I've got a small exercise for us to do. First, what I'd like you to do is, I'll give these numbers. Let me give these numbers instead. I want you to look at, I want you to have a look at these 6 and tell me if you could find a noun that easily replaces the clues. I'll give you a clue. For the first one, what do we call the woman who gave birth to my wife?
Midwife.
Delivery.
Mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law, not midwife. Midwives do not give birth to babies. Well, they do, I guess. Sometimes they give birth to babies. But if a midwife helps me, it's my wife who gives birth, not the midwife. The midwife helps my wife give birth. Yeah, it's mother-in-law, isn't it? Now look at this. Three words. Hyphen. They don't all have hyphens. I'm looking for a compound noun. Okay, so all of these ones down here, it's a similar one for these ones. Okay, this is something a bit tricky for 2 and 4. It's a bit tricky. I wonder if you'll get those ones. But I want you to try and think of a noun which you could use, which would be okay, would answer these questions. Okay, so I'll just give you a minute. Yeah, just a minute to look at it. Let's see what we find. Okay, 1 minute.
Sorry, Paul. You
Yeah.
mean for whole sentences, one compound noun?
One compound noun. That's what I want. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, starting now. 1 minute. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Right. What do we think? Mihaela, what do you think about number 2?
It's greenhouse.
Yeah, okay. So I thought this would be an interesting one for us to have a look at. Okay, because you can do a green house or you can do a greenhouse. Now, which one do you think matters? Which one is which?
The second one.
This one's the second one, isn't it? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's a greenhouse made from?
To grown plants.
Say that again?
To grown plants.
Yeah, but what's it made from? When you look at it, what can you see?
Frame, plastic.
Plastic,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, glass. It traditionally is
Glass.
glass, isn't it? Or glass or plastic. So there's a difference. Listen to the pronunciation difference. A greenhouse. They're different, aren't they? If you say, I live in a greenhouse, I would think that's a strange place to live. But if you say, I live in a greenhouse, I would think, oh, right, okay, my house is red. Yeah. And so that's about the color. So greenhouse here, if we look at that, that's a compound noun. There's no hyphen. And ultimately, I'm not going to be able to explain to you why some have hyphens in these cases and others don't. It's not really important. You just learn it. And I would say that a lot of people with some of these compound nouns, if you ask native speakers, they probably would say, I don't know, maybe it's got a hyphen, maybe it doesn't, maybe it's two words, maybe it isn't. Okay. What about number 3 then? Does anyone know number 3?
Mobile.
Smartphone.
Well, you've got
Wi-Fi.
okay. Mobile
Smartphone.
phone is probably
Smartphone,
one,
yeah.
but I was thinking smartphone. Now look at
Yes,
this, guys.
Smartphone.
Look at this. Why is it that mobile phone and smartphone are different? Okay, they're both compound nouns, but one of them is with a gap and the other one isn't. I don't know why. It's just how it is. Okay, next one.
Underground.
Underground. Yeah, okay, so it's the underground, isn't it?
Yeah, the underground.
But if you're describing where something is, you'd say it is
Underground.
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 Now that's different. That's saying where it is. It's underground.
Sunglasses.
Well, no. Next one. Farouk, what do you think, number 5?
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses. Is that what you said, Safi? Sorry if you said that. Sunglasses. One word. Okay. One word. Okay. And then where do you sit comfortably to watch a TV, guys?
Sofa.
Living room.
Living room.
Living room. Yeah.
Living room.
Living room or
On the sofas.
Sofa bed. Sofa bed.
sofa. Well, sofa bed.
Yeah. Sofa bed.
Sofa bed. Yeah, I think sofa bed is 2. Yeah, it's 2 sofa bed. But what about where do I put my arms, guys?
Armchair.
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 That's one. That's one word. So I'm not doing this to show you the variety. I'm just saying that there are times where we get one noun and we put one noun next to each other, bump, and we turn them into a compound noun. The reason why I'm talking about this is because it does apply to OET writing, in that we have compound nouns with numbers, don't we? If you remember, we have compound nouns with numbers. So if you say that Mr. Smith went on holiday for 3 weeks, what could you say he went on? He went
3
on
weeks.
a
3 weeks holiday.
3 weeks
Vacation.
holiday.
okay.
Vacation.
3 week.
This is
Vacation.
where there's a rule, yeah. 3 week holiday. Okay, that's how you write it. A 3 week holiday. Notice there's a couple of different things here. One, do not pluralize the noun which is affected by the number. In this case, the noun that's affected by the number is
3
no, the noun affected by the number is
Week.
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 okay. Put a hyphen between the number and the noun affected by the number. Okay, we don't put it here. Okay, I don't do that. It's just there. Now, it's slightly more complicated when it comes to this one. But if my baby was born 6 months ago, then what do I have?
My baby is 6 months old.
Okay, well, that's one way of doing it. Okay, my baby is
6 months.
months. Oh, now it's different. Okay, that's not the same. Think about what I've done here. Where's the subject?
Your baby.
My
My
baby
baby. Where's the verb?
is
Is
Yeah. So what is this then? Is this a noun?
this compound? No.
Not a noun.
6 months.
It's basically an adjectival phrase, because I'm describing it. Look, if I do this, my car is red. Is red a noun in this case?
No, it's an
Adjective.
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 My baby is cute. So
Adjective.
the verb is followed by adjectives, isn't it?
Yes.
So My baby is 6 months old is fine, but there are no hyphens there. Okay. I have a
6 months.
6
6 month
month. Now, this is where it's a bit more complicated. We do have another hyphen before old.
Baby.
That's it. That's how you do it. So notice we always do these two, but with old, we also put a hyphen before old as well. Okay, so that's how we do the compound noun when there are numbers in there. Okay, let's do the last one. Type it into the chat box for me, please, guys. What am I working on?
Compound noun.
No, wait, just type it in the chat box, please. No, I don't want anything out loud. Type it in the chat box, please. I am working on a. Just type it. That's all I want. Yeah, I'm working on a project. Yeah, but aren't we doing compound nouns here with numbers? Okay, now, Hadi. Unfortunately, that's not correct, Hadi. What's the rule that we've just learned?
Without S.
No S. Yeah, we do not pluralize the noun which is affected by the number. The noun affected by the number is year. It's a 3-year project. Now, I know that's annoying, guys. I know it's annoying. I know that normally when we say a pluralized noun, we put an S on the end of it. Not always. Can you think of any plurals where we don't put S's?
Information.
Apartment.
Well, you can't pluralize information. It's uncountable. So,
There are a lot of things, I think, money.
well,
Distance.
no, wait a second. Wait a second. You are giving me uncountables, which cannot be pluralized.
Place.
I'm thinking of, what's the plural of woman?
Woman.
Women.
Women.
Woman,
What's the plural of child?
Children.
And
children,
what's the plural of mouse?
mice,
Mice. So there are some countable nouns in English. When we pluralize them, we don't put an S. There are some. Fish is another one. Sometimes people put an S on the end of fish. Sheep. Sometimes people say sheep, but they never say, people don't say sheeps, do they?
No.
3 sheep.
No.
We say 3 sheep. Okay, these are strange exceptions. On the whole, we generally put an S, don't we? The only reason I can think of why we don't put it here is because it's easier to say without. That's it. A 3-year project, 3-year project, 3 years project. It takes longer. A 3 years project. Someone at some stage said it without, and everyone went, whoa, that sounds better. Let's do it that way from now on. Okay, so it's something to remember. It's easy to make mistakes with that. It's a very, very common error to make. Okay, so we'll review it. I'll slip a few compound noun questions in over the course of the next few days, and let's see if we avoid those errors. Okay. All right, let's move on. That's just a little introduction for us to talk about the main topic of today and tomorrow, which is nominalization. Nominalization is the conversion of words and phrases into nouns. So saying swimming in the river, that's nominalization. You've turned that into a noun phrase. Now, first thing we're going to do. Okay, let's get some hands up, please. Give me some hands. I want some volunteers who can turn words into nouns for me. Just get those hands up. I want to see some different hands, guys. Some different hands. Come on, everyone, get your hand up. I want to do it. Okay, Rita, you're going to do a couple for me. Inform. What type of word is inform?
Inform is a word.
It's a verb, isn't it? Okay, so what's the noun?
Information.
That's an easy one, isn't it? Okay. Encourage. What type of word is encourage?
Encourage is also a verb.
It is a verb. What's
It's
the
a verb.
what's the noun?
Encouragement.
Encouragement. I'm just talking to Rita at the moment. Okay, Rita, complain. What type of word is it?
It's complain is a verb.
It's a verb, isn't it? Yeah, okay. And what's the noun?
Complaint.
Complaint. Now, is it spelled like this?
No, it's AINT, I think.
Absolutely brilliant. Yes. Compliant is what type of word? Anybody? Compliant.
This is noun.
Noun.
No.
Compliant.
Adjective.
Adjective.
Adjective. Yeah.
Adjective.
Yeah, okay. So we'll just very quickly look at that. Okay. So you've got compliant. That's an adjective. What's the verb?
Comply.
Comply. Okay. And what's the noun?
Compliance.
Brilliant. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. This is the kind of thing we should be able to do quickly in our brains. Thank you, Rita. Let's go.
So
for
what is complement?
compliment? Like this.
Yes.
Well, that's a noun or a verb. To compliment someone is to say something nice, like, Amal, I really like your aftershave. That's a compliment. Yeah. But to give you a compliment is to give you a nice idea about you. So a compliment. He gave me a nice compliment.
Thank you.
Okay. But then you've also got this spelling of compliment. Oof. That means that something goes together well. And if you put complementary like this, then complementary in this case means that it's free. But complementary in this means that it's nice about you. They sound they sound exactly the same, but they're spelt slightly differently. So if you go to a hotel, what's complimentary in a hotel?
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, shampoo. Not dressing gowns though, Safi. Don't take those dressing gowns.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's keep going. Hadi, are you there? Hadi, you got your hand up?
Yes.
Oh, hi,
Yeah.
Hadi. Okay.
Hello.
Lose. What's the noun of lose?
Lose. LOOSE.
Oh, like that, loose.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, that's an adjective. That means that my shirt is quite loose. It's not
lost.
It's
It's
loose.
lost.
The noun is
LOSS.
LOSS, double a consonant. So we
Oh,
can
okay.
see the rules down here. Okay. What about depend? What about that one, Hadi? Depend.
Dependence.
Dependence. Yeah. Dependence. Okay. So all of these words, guys, what did we say they are?
Verbs.
Verbs, aren't they? They're verbs. Now, I'm not going to say that every verb in English can be turned into a noun. I'm not going to say that. It's not true. And I'm not going to say that every single time you turn any word into a noun, it's the same. It's not true. You've got different suffixes. They are sections of words that you lock onto the end of another word in order to change its formation. Okay. What type of words are these? Saw and able.
Adjective.
They're adjectives, aren't they? So we've got soreness. And we've got ability. Yeah, we've got ability. Let's go. Yeah. Next one. Yeah.
Member.
Very easy, aren't they? These ones.
Membership.
Membership, and then
Neighborhood.
Neighborhood. What's your neighborhood like? Yeah.
Come again?
What's your neighborhood like? Is it nice?
Yeah, it's nice and very quiet.
Quiet's good, isn't it? So is my neighborhood. Okay. What type of word are these then, Yaya?
Nouns.
They're nouns, aren't they?
Yeah.
So the whole point of this table, I know it's really easy in this case, and I'm sure that you guys would find the noun for them, though sometimes this one can be a problem. It can be a problem. And same with complain, sometimes can be a problem in writing. What I'm trying to show you is that verbs can become nouns, adjectives can become nouns, nouns can become different nouns. And these aren't all of the suffixes that exist. You know, there's English is wide and diverse. There's a lot of different things that we can do. Okay. But it's just to get us into the headspace of turning things into nouns. It's a thing that happens all the time in English. Okay. So for the rest of the class, we're going to look at nominalization, what it is, how we can do it.